Okay, so we are doing 5.6. Ready, set, go. Number is 1, 3, 4, and 5. All it's asking you to do is to find the area of each triangle. So if I want to find the area of each triangle, I just need to remember what the area formula is for a triangle, and then I'm pretty much done. So the area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 base times height. Okay. So then I just got to find my base and my height. So this is a good base. This is a good height. I'm going to use those. But wait, they didn't give me the height. So you're going to have to peel off this triangle in order to find the height. Okay. So if I could just find this, then I'm pretty much done. So if you recognize this triangle on the left-hand side, it is a 45, 45, 90 triangle where this is the x side, this is the x side, and this is the x root 2 side. Some of you already are recognizing, thank you, that since x root 2 is equal to 5 root 2, that must imply that x is 5, which is true. So now I have my base and my height, so then I can plug into my calculator. So I will write this out. Its area equals, it keeps doing that, 1/2 base times height. And in this case, the base is 14 centimeters and the height is 5 centimeters. And so I just have to calculate that, whatever that is. So I like looking at 14 divided by 2 is 7. 7 times 5 is 35 centimeters squared. Got it? Okay. So they made us use the 45, 45, 90 in there to get my height. So same thing looks here, except for now we're using our 30, 60, 90 triangle, right? So in our 30, 60, 90 triangle, what is this side right here? What is this side? And clearly we already know this side. But what is this side here? How long is this side of the 30, 60, 90 triangle? So some of you are going to have to flip it or rotate it. Yeah, very good. Someone said 7 already, and I understand why. I'm just going to slow it down. So this is the x side, this is the 2x side, and this is the x root 3 side. So if you notice, if 2x is equal to 14, that implies that x equals to 7, right? So this is 7 centimeters. So if that's 7 centimeters, then that's going to be 7 root 3 centimeters. And now you have your base and your height, and you're going to divide by 2. So let's do that. Area equals base times height. Divided by 2 equals to base is 11 times height is, 7 root 3 divided by 2. Now, this is going to be 77 root 3 over 2. And some people don't like that answer, but I'm just going to leave it because that's correct. If you wanted the exact, like an approximate answer, you could plug that into a calculator, but I'm just going to leave it. So here we used our 45, 45, 90. Here we used our 30, 60, 90. But here we're going to use something a little bit different. Okay. So does everybody see the right triangle? Yeah, and the fact that this is 70 degrees, I'm not going to be using 30, 60, 90 or 45, 45, 90. So I am going to actually use like the sine, cosine, and tangent, right? So because this is 70 degrees, I'm going to need a side of this triangle. I'm only going to be looking at the left-hand triangle. So if you see that left-hand triangle, do you know any of the sides of your triangle? Do you know any of the sides of your triangle? Yeah, you know PR, but you really just want this smaller side. Yeah, this smaller side is how much? If you guess, very good. So this is actually not a guess. There's a theorem behind this, and I'll explain it really quick. It says, if you have an isosceles triangle, if you don't remember isosceles, it means when two sides are congruent. Number one, you get a lot of things, okay? Number one, you get the angles are congruent. You get angles are congruent. The base angles are congruent. The angles opposite of those sides are congruent. And the altitude to the base perpendicularly bisects the base and the angle, the vertex angle. So what? It means number one, it crosses it perpendicularly and it makes these two segments congruent. This segment is congruent to this segment. That's why this is correct. 8 centimeters for this side is correct. But it also makes this perpendicular and these two angles up here are now congruent. And I use markings like this, like little arc marks like this. And then therefore, you have all your information. Okay, but the 8 is really what I needed right here. This 8 is really what I needed. Oh, and I shouldn't be using 1. I didn't see this because this already has 1. So I should have used 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Okay, because this is 8, now I can use sine, cosine, or tangent to find the height. Because again, I'm trying to find the area of this. So I have my base, I just need my height. Which trig function is going to help me? Which trig function is going to help me? Sine, cosine, or tangent? Sine, cosine, or tangent? Sorry, we're yawning today. Yeah. Actually, not sine. In this case, it's going to be, I need this side, so I'm going to label it as x. I need, oh, that's too late. I need x and this side. So I need opposite and adjacent. Who is opposite and adjacent? Opposite and adjacent. Yeah, it's tangent. All right, so I'm going to write my equation. I get tangent of 70 degrees equals to x over 8. So that means x is equal to 8 tan 70. And then I would just plug that into my fancy calculator. Oops. It snapped over here. So I'm going to put this here. Going to make sure that I'm still in degrees. Good. And I get 8 tan 70. And it's 21.98. So there you go. That's 21.98. People will mistakenly think they're done. And they're not, because you actually have to find the area. So that's going to be base times height divided by 2. So I'm going to go here because that's already my height. And I'm going to multiply this by my base, which is 16. And then I'm going to divide this whole thing by 2. And there's my answer. 100. Wait, what did I do wrong? I did something wrong. 8, 10, 70. Base. What did I do wrong? Did I hit something wrong? I did something wrong, you guys. 8, 10, 70 is equal to x. Base times height. No, I did it right. I don't know why. I was confused, but yes, this is right. Base times height divided by 2 is 175.8. Okay. Thanks for listening.